for watching Numbskull News, and today I want to go through a few things about this NCAA tournament. We're at the Sweet 16 level, and the Big 12 is a big whopping disappointment. That's what everyone keeps saying. To some extent, I agree on that. However, everyone likes to say, oh, the SEC's great in basketball now. Yet, they did the exact same thing we did. Both of us got 8 teams in. Both of us only have 2 teams remaining in the Sweet 16. Kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. Especially when you think about, oh, I don't know, the Big East have 3 teams in. Oh, they only got 3 teams in. Yeah, but all 3 made it to the Sweet 16. So first off, let me go through some of these disappointments. Like I said, we had 8 teams in. One of them is Texas. So we're not going to talk about Texas. They're gone after this year, so who cares? Texas Tech. They were the 6th seed. They lost to the 11th seed, NC State. Now, NC State's pretty good. Now, after Tech, they had easy matchup with Oakland. Now, Oakland's probably a little bit better than we think they are, considering they lost. They knocked off a high seed before losing to NC State. But NC State, to the Sweet 16, I mean, I think it kind of ends for them there. But, however, Texas Tech had no business losing that matchup. Even though it's NC State from a good basketball conference, the ACC. You got to do better. That's a huge disappointment. Next up, BYU. Probably the biggest disappointment, I would say. Another 6th seed, losing to another 11th seed. I don't think I can even pronounce this name of the school. Duquesne? I don't know. Maybe it's one I heard of, and I've never seen it written down before. I don't know. But BYU, can we get a game? Can we get one win out of you? You don't have to get to the Sweet 16 this year, but can we get a win? TCU lost first round. They're the 9th seed, losing to the 8th seed Utah State. Now, you lose to someone with a higher seed than you. That's not exactly a huge disappointment. It would be nice, though. So I know TCU's had a pretty good team this year. If they could somehow manage to win a game. But not I wouldn't say that's a super huge disappointment. Now, Baylor, being the 3 seed, and they lost to the 6th seed in Clemson. Yeah, I mean, but keep in mind, Baylor did win a game. Unlike these other schools, they provided an extra unit for the Big 12, so at least they did that. And look, this is a one and done. This isn't a best of 7 series. Anything can happen. I know they were supposed to beat Clemson, but again, Clemson is from a good basketball conference. The ACC conference is a really good basketball conference. The ACC got 5 teams in, and four, only one of them lost, but 4 got into the Sweet 16. That's pretty damn good. That's salty as hell. Should we want more? Should we expect more from Baylor? Yeah. But at least they got you a unit out of the whole damn thing. And then there's Kansas. I'm sorry. There's no disappointment losing to the number 5 seed Gonzaga. Well, they were the 4 seed. That's a toss-up. Okay, these are 2 stellar programs, basketball programs. It could go either way. So, I'm not overly disappointed in Kansas. They got in, they won a game. They didn't get to the Sweet 16 this year. Okay. I'm sorry, Kansas doesn't win the championship every year. I'm sorry they're not in the Final 4 every year or the Elite 8 every year. UNC didn't even make the damn tournament last year. Okay? So, let's just keep that in mind. But like I said before, Texas, they're leaving this year. However, another Sweet 16 team this year is Arizona. The only Pac-12 representative, which is par for the course in the Sweet 16. This is a future Big 12 school. They are damn near every year you can count them in to getting to the Sweet 16. It's a fantastic program coming to the Big 12. So I'm expecting great things. And also, let's give Colorado a little love. Colorado, who's coming to the Big 12. They got into the tournament, and they won a game. All right, that's more than I'm expecting from Colorado, personally. So the fact of the matter is they're getting to the tournament and they're able to win a game, unlike Texas Tech. So that is something to look forward to as well coming into the Big 12. Now, I am a proponent of a merger between the Big 12 and the Big East because I think you need to corner the market if you're the Big 12 on college basketball. And yet again, they're showing you what they are made of. UConn, last year's champ, again in the Sweet 16 with Creighton, with Marquette. And you got brands like Villanova and Georgetown who regularly compete in the NCAA tournament. They didn't get there this year, understand, but these are big-time basketball brands who routinely put together squads who can make the tournament and make deep runs. So I'm all about them, and I'm all about the Big 12 joining them in some kind of, I don't care if it's a full merger, soft merger, whatever you want to call it, we got to get involved. You know, and Brett Yarmark knows what he's doing. Who is he identifying as basketball only? It's just, I mean, the merger thing's my idea. But Brett Yarmark, you know, he's been talking Gonzaga, talking UConn, and there's a reason for it. That's all I'm saying. They're badass. They're badass, and they need to be in the Big 12. But also looking down the line of teams we can possibly get out of the ACC. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about NC State. And I said, you know, their path was kind of easy getting there. You know, Texas Tech, but they kind of beat the hell out of Texas Tech. They barely scraped by Oakland. And we'll see what happens in the Sweet 16. But they've gotten there. And there's several teams like Virginia Tech can get there. Louisville can get there. Pitt can get there. These are the teams we're talking about adding to the Big 12. So these are not just quality football brands, but really good basketball brands. NC State, it's their year to get there. Good job, NC State. Of course, I'm a proponent of Duke coming to the Big 12. Huge, legendary blue blood basketball brand, and they're showing it again this year. Now, they have Houston to deal with. You know, you talk about great Big 12 ads. You know, you may have been laughing during the football season, but you're not laughing now. Houston is legit. And could they win a title this year? They absolutely could. A lot of people have them pegged as the best team in the entire tournament. So we'll see where they go. They got to prove it against Duke. Of course, UNC, number one seed. You know, they've been the number one seed or number two seed a lot of years in their history. This is why they're one of the bluest of the blue bloods here. You know, last year they didn't make the tournament, obviously, but they routinely do. Now, is this good enough to get into the SEC or the Big Ten? No, it's about football with them. I keep trying to tell you guys, it's about football and football viewership. It's not about your basketball, even though they're an elite brand and they're kicking ass this year. However, it's about the football. That's what realignment's about. I'm sorry, guys. It's not college basketball realignment. It's college football realignment. Overall, we're left with Iowa State, who's done a fantastic job. Fan-freaking-tastic job. Iowa State, badass, number 2 seed, and Houston, of course, a number 1 seed. But we only got 2 left. Can we get a couple of wins? Can we get to the Elite 8? Possibly beyond. We got the teams that can. So I'm still very hopeful for the Big 12. Even though we should have had another team or two. We should have had, there were some letdowns here. There's no excuse for Texas Tech not being in the Sweet 16. That's a letdown. Baylor, I mean, you could say, yeah, they should have been there. And probably should have. But Clemson's not a joke. And one game for your life, anything can happen. If we see it in the NFL playoffs, we're going to see it. And we have, to an extent, seen it in the CFP. That's the nature of playoffs. One game for your life, anything can happen any given Sunday, Saturday, or whatever day. But let me spend 1 second here kicking the Big Ten in the nuts. All right, everyone wants to talk about, oh, Big Ten, that's a great basketball conference. They've been good. They got some legendary brands themselves. They got Illinois and they got Purdue. And that's it. They got 5 total teams. 5 total teams in the tournament. 3 less than the SEC. That's a joke. That's a joke. Look, Big Ten basketball, I'm sorry. It ain't shit right now. It ain't been shit in a while. That's the truth. That's the truth. Where's Indiana? Where's the mighty Indiana? They've been a blue blood for a long time and they ain't done jack. Where's Ohio State? Where's Michigan? They make, good Lord, the amount of money they make. I mean, Alabama's making it. And you two can't do it? This year you got Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee's kind of, I don't know if they're a blue blood, but they're pretty close. Alabama obviously is in football. But these are monster brands that make a lot of money. So is Ohio State and Michigan. Where are you? I saw Michigan State. Where were you? And you only got 5 teams in the tournament anyway. That ain't good enough for the Big Ten. That's all I'm saying. We got 8. I know, disappointing. I know the SEC got 8. I know they only got 2 left. Same amount as the Big Ten. I get it. But only 5. Only 5. It's just not a numbskull video unless I'm kicking somebody in the nuts. It's got to happen. All right, so the Big Ten, I had to give you a little crap. Had to give Texas Tech a little crap. You deserved it. On the football field, on the basketball court, let's start seeing it, Texas Tech, Red Raiders. Let me tell you something. If Joey McGuire and the Red Raiders disappoint again, if they are anywhere south of 8 games, if they can't win 8+ next year, and it better be plus, they're going to be the Pink Raiders. I'm sorry, that's your favorite color, but that's what you deserve. All right? Pansy ass pink, because you ain't getting it done. Not at all. And I know they're a young basketball squad. You're getting it together, and you got to the tournament getting it together in a really the toughest conference to win games in. Period. But when you get to the tournament and you're facing an 11 seed, you better do something. Not just pull up your dress. You don't just pull up your dress and bend over. You got to actually do something. And they didn't. So that's on them. But overall, how'd the Big 12 do? Not great. It is disappointing. But Iowa State and Houston can change that. If they can each win a game, it's not going to be easy, but if they can win a game, get to the Elite 8. I mean, look, if they get to the Final 4, both of them, which that's asking a lot, I know. But if they could both get there, no one's talking about the disappointments. All right. It's up to them too. They're having to carry the torch in the water for everybody right now. But look, we got great teams coming in next year. This thing's going to be on fire. The football season is going to be great. The next basketball season will be great. And it ain't over yet. We still got 2 very dangerous teams in this tournament. So I still feel good about what can happen. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap, and I'll be back with some other crap later. Bye.